GoogleAdsStrategy.com.
Hello and welcome to the Google Ads Strategy Show, where I answer your questions about Google Ads. My name is Kyle Sullerud, and today I'll be answering the question, how can I improve CTR? Of course, CTR is click-through rate. If you are unfamiliar with that, go listen to the episode I did about click-through rate. So how can I improve click-through rate? Well, first let me just say that simply improving click-through rate is not necessarily the best goal to have with a campaign. Okay? There are times when improving click-through rate can actually hurt your campaign. And let me explain what I mean by this. You can actually create ads that attract more clicks. More people are going to click on these ads. But at the same time, the extra people, let's say, who are clicking on the ad, were never going to become a customer to begin with. So maybe you have an ad that's getting a 5% click-through rate, and 1 out of 5 of those people are becoming a customer. Okay? You make some changes. You're able to increase that ad to a 10% click-through rate just by changing the ad. Now, there's other changes you can make, which I'll also talk about in this episode. But let's say all you did was change the ad. You put in some different wording there to attract more clicks. And now instead of a 5% click-through rate, you're getting a 10% click-through rate. You've doubled your click-through rate. So now you have 10 out of 100 people clicking the ad instead of 5 out of 100 people. But, well, let's also say hypothetically, you still only have 1 customer. So now instead of 1 out of 5 people who become customers, now it's only 1 out of 10 people who become customers. What you've effectively done is increased traffic from non-customers. And this has then caused you to spend more money because you're paying for clicks. So you're spending twice as much without improving your results, and now you're in a worse position than before. This is an extreme example. Usually if you double your traffic, you'll at least get some improvement in customers. But it's not always going to be a match. If you're getting a lot more traffic, it could be that you're getting more traffic from non-customers, which is actually going to hurt your results. So simply improving click-through rate is not always the best goal. And in fact, if you're comparing ads, just comparing the click-through rate is not the thing to look at. You can have an ad with a higher click-through rate that's getting worse results than an ad with a lower click-through rate. You're paying more per customer with the higher click-through rate ad, and the reason could be that it's attracting more non-customers. So with that out of the way, let me talk about how you would actually improve click-through rate. And this is actually more about how to improve campaign performance in general. These are things that you should be doing to improve your campaign performance, and they will, by default, improve your click-through rate. So the first way to look at it is increasing clicks. So increasing the number of people who see the ad, increasing the amount of clicks you're getting from those people. And you do that by improving your ads. And to improve ads, you test them against one another. So you start with one ad that's hopefully working for you. You set up a split test by adding another ad, and you see which ad performs better. Now again, you don't declare the winner based on the click-through rate. You want to look at the cost per conversion and the profitability of each ad. But all else equal, let's say both ads are getting both ads are giving you the same return on ad spend. They both are producing about the same in terms of conversions, but one of them has a higher click-through rate. Well, that would become the winning ad, because if you're able to get the same cost per customer with one ad compared to another ad, but you have a higher click-through rate on one of those ads, that means you have more clicks coming in and more customers coming in. So that would become the better ad. You have now improved your click-through rate while at the same time increasing your number of customers. Now the goal becomes creating another ad that can outperform this new one. So that's how you would increase clicks on your ads, which would then increase the click-through rate. Another thing to consider is that you can increase your click-through rate not necessarily by increasing clicks, but by decreasing impressions. So if you had 5 out of 100 people clicking on an ad, that's a 5% click-through rate. What if we were to cut out 50 of those 100 people and they never saw the ad to begin with, and they never would have clicked on the ad in the first place? So we cut out 50 people, so now we're down to 50 people seeing the ad. But the 5 people who would have clicked on it, we didn't cut them out. They're still in that pool of 50 people. So we still get 5 clicks, but now it's out of 50 people. So now our click-through rate has increased to 10%. So decreasing impressions is just a matter of cutting out traffic that is irrelevant or traffic that's not going to perform as well. So we do this by adding negative keywords. We do this perhaps by removing some broad match keywords in our account and replacing them with modified broad match or phrase match keywords. We could do this by excluding certain audiences or certain locations if we find that they are not becoming customers. Okay, so it's not just about increasing clicks. Sometimes it's about decreasing impressions. And again, this is stuff that you would do just to manage an account, just to ensure an account is getting good performance. It's not just about click-through rate. The click-through rate is more the byproduct of these other things you're doing that are actually going to lead to more profitability. If we're excluding keywords and audiences that are not buying from us, well, that means we're spending money on more people who have a greater potential of buying from us, and that's going to increase profitability. And it'll increase click-through rate as a byproduct. So that is the end of this episode. Again, my name is Kyle Sullerud. If you like what you hear, please go leave a review on iTunes. It certainly helps me. It helps the show. And with that said, I will talk to you later.